Should be good.
And we are live, baby. Welcome to the greatest wrestling podcast in the world, the Oversell Podcast. Brought to you live by G-Gen, the Generational Gaming and Entertainment Network. What's going on? I got my man ScytheX and one shot here. The captain might be joining us. He might not. He's dealing with a situation. He's being held hostage currently by a 3-year-old. So hopefully we can get him to join us at some point. What's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing?
Good, man. How you doing? I think One Shot broke himself. He's broken.
Sorry.
You're right there. What was that?
Way too.
I couldn't even see you because Fred had me pulled up on the screen here.
I know. I don't know.
Anyway, so we had a big week, guys. We had a big week in the wrestling world. With the impending doom of the Saudi Arabian deal looming over us, it seems that they are still pushing forward with all of their current stuff like nothing's going on, but it's also all going to shit at the same time. So this week we had Raw 30, the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, and there was a whole lot of last second changes to the original lineup apparently, and there's a whole shit ton of news coming out right now about the company really wasn't doing the right thing by a lot of people. So, is Hunter's, is all his grandiose plans kind of falling apart on him? I don't know. Like, what do you guys think?
It's got to be McMahon.
You think so? I don't think so.
I think he's like forcing his way into everything, it seems. And by the way, he just got hit with another lawsuit today. So
he settled one of them. He settled
another one.
The first girl because the first girl got paid. He said like $100 million deal or something like that with her settlement.
So she got double paid.
Yeah, big time. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure you're going to see a shit ton come out the woodwork now. Whether real or accusation or whatever, but I'm sure there's going to be a bunch more coming out.
I too was touched by Vince McMahon.
The Bellas
called JG Wentworth.
It's my money and I want it now. The Bellas took to Instagram to pretty much run the company down, basically saying that with all the promotion leading up to Raw 30, there was very little having to do with the women's evolution, the women's revolution, and that they really weren't treating their female legends. We'll use that term loosely.
Right.
To the point that they're putting the men up there. And also they had a theory, which they said it right on their Instagram live, that
an Austin theory.
They had a theory that a lot of it has to do with because Sasha Banks was so involved in the women's revolution that the company didn't want to show anything having to deal with Sasha.
Yeah, they like scrapped her from every highlight reel possible, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems that like Paige, Sasha, and a lot of the females, who else? There was one more that was scrapped. A lot of them were scrapped from the promotions where Jericho, Daniel Bryan, and a lot of guys that are over in AEW right now were not. Yeah. So is that the company saying like, listen, or is it just that an oversight? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it's partly intentional and partly they just ran out of time and ran out of highlights to do, I guess, because you can't have an hour of highlights just running as your opening credits. So they had to make cuts, and they probably just left it to retired WWE stars and active roster.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of active roster in the Monday Night Raw, the Raw 30 promos and highlights. But I think it's an oversight on their part. I know Sasha leaving didn't leave a great taste in their mouth, but at the same point, like, she was an integral part of the woman's evolution. So was Paige. Like, Paige leaving also, and Paige left on good terms. So it's Paige being left out is a bigger, I think, burn than Sasha, because like Sasha I almost understand, but Paige being left out just because she's in AEW right now. You still have Jericho in there, you still have Daniel Bryan in there. They're both in AEW, right. So what's the big deal?
Yeah,
and she was very integral.
Sasha pretty much like threw her middle finger up and just bounced.
Yeah.
So we got a few chatters. I can't tell who it is on Facebook, but they said the anniversary sucked ass. And what up, fellas? The Bellas are livid. And how many more Brock Lesnar returns are we going to have?
Yeah.
35. We're going to have 35.
35.
If you guys are commenting on excuse me.
I'm
what was that? What was that?
Oh, frog in my throat here. If you guys are commenting on Facebook, let us know who you are, because we apparently can't see your usernames. It just says Facebook user.
Yeah, it just says Facebook.
What were you guys' thoughts on the 30th anniversary?
Which part?
Overall as a show. Overall as a show.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, there's not really much to it. It was good. The Undertaker and Bray segment. Undertaker and Bray, though, that was. What do you think about that?
That was my favorite segment of the night. I thought it was better than
the Bloodline. What do you think he
section.
said to him?
Oh, he tweeted it. He tweeted what he said to him.
Did he? I missed that.
He did. It was something like, great moments make this business, and this is one of those.
Oh.
I don't think it was better than the Bloodline segment. I think you're a little fucking cracked out on that one.
In all honesty, the Bloodline segment was whack to me. Like,
you are a fucking. Tell me why. Why was it whack?
Because it wasn't any different than any other Bloodline segment we've gotten, and we were promised more.
But they canceled it. But somebody didn't do their homework and realize, they canceled it.
They canceled it 12 hours before. It's not my fault.
They canceled it a week before.
No. I looked at the tweets. It was 12 hours before they canceled it. The week before, on Monday night, they were talking. That was when they made the promo of like, hey, every generation of the Bloodline's going to be here.
Right. And we had high expectations, at least I did. But considering that it was a last second change up in the storyline, they did a phenomenal job. I thought. I thought the tribal court was cool. Them displaying evidence, seeing Jay be able to back up Sammy, considering their history, and just like seeing Paul Heyman just like really go after him, I thought was cool. Paul Heyman's he's a magician on the mic.
He's the absolute goat.
He really is. And seeing him just not give a shit and just go after him because of the tribal chief was like perfect acting out of him, man. I loved it. And you actually saw emotion coming out of Sammy, which almost felt like it was real and it wasn't just part of the story. Like, he actually seemed like upset.
Yeah, Sammy's great. I mean, to be fair, I didn't hate the Bloodline.
You said it was whack, though.
I mean, it was just whack because I was expecting more. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like terrible, but it was a letdown in my eyes, because they could have done way more with that. Especially leading into Rumble. And then Roman turning around. I didn't even need The Rock, but give me like Rikishi and the Wild Samoans or something, anything.
So who do you think is going to tear the Bloodline apart?
After this, I mean, it's probably still going to be Sammy. It's going to be the Sammy KO thing. Something's going to happen at Rumble where basically it's going to be KO, either Sammy helps KO or Sammy turns around and doesn't do enough to stop KO, or there's a point where KO's doing something Sammy could have done something and didn't, and then Roman's going to go full-blown ballistic on Sammy. I think really at this point it might be Roman that kills the Bloodline.
I think it's Paul Heyman that's going to kill the Bloodline.
Think so? Now that Brock's back?
Yeah.
Because he listens to, they listen to him.
Yeah.
Like, he's the wise man. They listen to him. Like,
Yeah.
he's that middle man who can be like, I don't want this to happen, so I'm going to say this to Roman.
Mm.
Well, it looks like Solo, no matter what, is loyal to Roman, and
Which
it seems like we're gonna go. What?
Which makes me think that Solo's going to be the one that turns.
Maybe.
That all this other shit is a red herring.
I don't know. At this
I mean-
point, Jay is like right
or
there
die
beside
Sammy.
him.
Yeah.
That's why we're gonna have a bloodline civil war. Is pretty much what's gonna happen here.
That's what it seems like. I don't know what implications that means for Mania, because as we all know, the Royal Rumble is on Saturday, and that starts the road to WrestleMania. So we got to see how this is all going to play out going into that. But with the what? Go ahead.
Do you think Sammy's gonna show up to SmackDown and not stay away like Roman wants? I feel like
think
he's still
he
gonna be
is.
there.
I think he's going to be there, especially if Jay is going to be there and be involved in some way. I think he's going to be there for that.
I don't know. If he shows up, then it's just like, what happens then? Roman gets really mad. He's already mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to see him until Saturday.
I know he was very adamant. They said it about 19 fucking times to let us know, I don't want to see him till Saturday. Wise man.
Yeah. Which
Wise
means
man.
we're probably going to see him Friday.
Yeah, more than likely.
So, Facebook user says Bloodline Elimination Chamber. I'd be okay with that.
No,
That'd be pretty fire. I would be okay with that.
First off, you need 6 for an elimination chamber.
What do you, I see everybody's name in chat
Do you?
for Facebook. Yeah.
Are you
Like, that was,
on the Facebook
that was Brad
chat?
Evans.
Are
That
you
was
on
Brad
Facebook?
Evans.
Are
Steve,
you on
are you on the
Facebook? Or are
Facebook?
you?
I'm on Facebook Live. That was Brad Evans.
Yeah,
that
no.
made that
We're
comment.
looking at. If you look at the comments on StreamYard, it comes in
Oh,
as Facebook user.
I'm just watching the stream on Facebook.
Mm.
I'm watching it on
Good for you.
Facebook. I'm watching it on
All right.
Twitch, and I'm watching it on YouTube. I have.
It puts all the
I'll show
comments
you.
from all 3 in this comment box on StreamYard for us, pal.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
have 4
don't have to
monitors,
do
so
that.
fuck you.
Steve's just doing this to justify his 4 monitors.
Yep. I respect it. You can never have enough monitors.
I
That's a
guess
fact.
not. So, a bloodline elimination chamber, we would need a 6th person to add into there. Who is it? KO? KO and the bloodline in an elimination chamber?
Why not?
Um,
Stuff the Rock into a chamber.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back at all, to be honest with you.
Probably not.
At this point, like if he was going to come back, we would know more by now, I think.
Yeah.
If
Unless
it
he's
Not
happens,
in ring shape.
Unless they're truly keeping the secret and then he shows up at Rumble. But I don't know.
I don't know. I'm so high on Cody Rhodes. Like they've been letting us know that Cody Rhodes is coming up left and right. So I mean, nope, it's Condom.
Yeah.
Who is?
Don't-
What's Condom?
Convict. Is he meaning?
Convict Dominic.
Mysterio.
Listen, that is the worst gimmick I've ever seen. I hate it so much.
What a piece of shit that guy.
Is that Butters? Is that Butters?
Yeah,
I
it's,
don't
it's
know.
Butters. It's Butters. Yeah, that
Piece of
gimmick,
shit.
but how he's still doing the 619 and then doing the frog splash from Eddie.
I know. It just he's gonna change his whole style, but he doesn't know how to do anything else. So it's because he's terrible in the ring. The kid is god awful in the ring. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, he
He
shouldn't be there.
But we had
more
the
NXT time.
Yeah, we had the Judgment Day take on the Usos for the tag team titles. Jimmy gets injured midway through the match. Sammy has to jump in.
My pussy.
Sammy has to jump in and save the day. And Roman is still like, oh, I don't want to see him until Saturday. Yeah. So, I mean, and that's where we get Condom.
Look at this guy. What is with this guy right now? I absolutely loved that tag match, by the way. I thought it was well done.
It was a good match.
The Sammy injecting himself into the tag match and being able to raise the belt with Jay was something to see, man. That it could be
the announcers
of things to come down the road.
The announcers not saying, like, not wavering, but like, you know, whatever. She just kept it the Usos.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was like, Sammy Uso is available to wrestle. Yeah, he said it.
And the 1D.
Yeah, they hit the 1D.
Which
amazing.
The name of that annoys the shit out of me because it's just a bite of the Dudleys 3D.
Yeah, I mean, they call themselves Day Ones, though. It makes sense. You know, I mean, it is the Dudleys move. Like, they invented it. So,
yeah.
I mean,
they literally changed the number. That's it.
They're the ones, bro. You didn't know?
They're the ones.
They're the ones.
They let you know every time they're on screen. They're the ones.
Time.
Did you see where Bubba had a whole rant about not being invited to the 30th?
Oh no, I missed that. What did he do it on Twitter?
Bubba didn't want anything to do with WWE anymore.
He was pissed about it, but I mean, there's nothing he can be pissed about because he signed with what, TNA?
No, he's not signed with anybody right now.
I thought he was with Impact. He's with Impact, I think.
Yeah.
No, not anymore. That was a while ago.
No, he's still with him because Devon wanted to go to that show, and that's why Devon left. Is because he was going to go to the show and do a run with Bubba.
Oh, with Bubba?
But
they
WWE said, if you do that, you don't have a job.
WWE has a relationship with TNA anyway. You know, that's why
apparently not a good one.
That's why they were able to bring Mickie James over for the Women's Royal Rumble. I fully expect to see her back again for the Women's Royal Rumble. You know, because they have to fill, you know, they've lost so much talent at this point in the women's division that they're going to have to fill spots somehow. Otherwise, we're going to get a bunch of really random ass NXT chicks coming up.
Yeah, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to get Mandy's crew in the Rumble minus Mandy.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense though. But I mean, like, who else are we going to get? Who's the chick that does the backflip cutter? The backflip at RKO. I don't even know her name. I know her. She's Sol Roca on Instagram, but
probably gonna get Lita again.
I mean, I'm assuming they always bring back a bunch of legends for the Women's Royal Rumble, but maybe not the Bellas now. Not after they just hose the company on Instagram.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
You know,
not.
So they got to come up with something because they lost the cage match at Raw 30 because the Bloodline went over. Apparently, they went way over enough to have them have to cancel a cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley, which is a big, you know. It's kind of it's rough when that happens, and I understand the show has to go on, but there's other matches in that show that they could have canceled. You know, what'd you guys think of the DX return with Kurt?
It was great.
Yeah,
I thought it was okay. I liked that. What's his name was there? Was it
he's my favorite.
Who went out? Was Kurt Angle there with them, or am I thinking of a different time?
No, it was Kurt Angle with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I was watching highlights and I get confused if I saw it live or if it was like a highlight that I just watched. I I thought it was funny that Kurt Angle came out with them.
I thought it was funny too.
I mean, you can't have Billy Gunn, so
yeah.
Yeah, he definitely
because
can't.
He was like the Road Dog, Jesse James, the bad, and they just looked at him like, "What the hell are you doing?" I thought it was funny.
I mean, it was definitely funny. The whole segment was really funny. I like that they've like kind of turned the tables at this point, and they're just like, no, we're old. We don't want anything to do with this. We're not fighting you guys.
Yeah.
We'll get somebody else to come out here and fight you. We're way too old for this. I'm retired. It's not happening. I do enjoy the fact that they're like laying into the fact that they're all up there in age and everything like that. And it's just like, no, we don't do that anymore. We're just out here for laughs.
It's better than what Ric Flair does.
Yeah.
He wants to redo his last match. Did you guys see that?
How are you gonna have a last match and then be like, nah, it wasn't good enough. Let me do another last match. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the Undertaker did that.
Not really.
Yeah. If you watch the documentary, he said he had that last match and he hated it. He said it was just so
they
poor
weren't
that he had to do
promoting it
more.
They weren't promoting it as his last match.
They might not have been promoting it.
You know what I'm saying?
It was going to be his last match until
For him, it was
a
gonna be his
dog
last
shit
match.
match. Like,
Yeah. For him, it was going to be his last match. And he was like, I can't end like that. Let me keep going. Right. For Flair's, it was called Ric Flair's last match. You know, they were promoting it all over. I mean,
end it with Shawn Michaels doing his whole "I love you" super. Speaking of super kick, I've been wanting to say this for a few days now. The super kick is so fucking overdone now. I hate it.
Yeah.
Everybody
it's the most
does
used
the
move.
super
It's been happening for years now.
It's the super kick and the spear. Those two moves are just way overused.
Yeah, I mean,
I fucking hate it so much.
Part of it is because of the Young Bucks, because they started the super kick party, where everybody just starts super kicking everybody else. Like, it started in the Indies. Everybody just uses a super kick, and it just crept its way up into the main.
Hate it.
Into the main companies and stuff.
It's like less special now. Like, because when somebody got hit with Shawn Michaels' sweet chin, you're like, damn, that devastated him. You know what I mean? Now it's just like a regular move. It's like, oh, super kicks. You get a super kick. You get a super kick. And they all kick out of it on a 2 count.
Now that Randy is on the mend and possibly never coming back, you're going to see the cutter have the same effect too. Because no one used it for years because it's the RKO and it's Randy and this, that, and the other thing. And you're starting to see it now where guys are using variations of it, like springboard cutters. Like Cody has a springboard cutter, stuff like that. But
Is
it confirmed that he's not coming back, or he's just too injured?
It's not. But it's just we're not going to see him for a while. That's.
I mean, he had to have his spine fused.
Yeah. He had to have his spine fused and everything like that. So, I mean, if he does come back, it's probably another year away from that. So, who knows? But there's also a possibility of him never coming back. And like that's what happens when these guys get these spine fusions too. Like, look at Kurt. Kurt looks, as much as I love Kurt Angle, and I think he's one of the greatest of all time. Like his arms are all atrophied. He can't move his neck. He's got to move his whole body and shit. Like, because he's basically completely fused into a rod at this point.
Which it didn't happen to Stone Cold because he had a similar procedure on his neck.
He didn't have to get as many vertebrae fused, and I think they did a different procedure.
Speaking of Stone Cold, who's he fighting at Mania? I've heard Brock Lesnar and I've heard Roman Reigns.
I don't think it would be either of them.
I don't think it's going to be either of them. Definitely not going to be Brock. They're not putting Stone Cold in jeopardy of taking 19 German suplexes. And there's no believable match where Brock doesn't German suplex Stone Cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can see Stone Cold and Cena because I think Stone Cold wants to wrestle Cena. I think he said that before in one of his podcasts.
I can see that.
I think the whole backup plan was if they can't get The Rock, then they're going to get Stone Cold to fight Roman.
I don't know.
From a story standpoint, though, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really work from a story standpoint.
If it puts Stone Cold in the ring, then I don't really give a shit. So
they can make anything make sense with Stone Cold. That motherfucker can work anything.
Yes and no. I mean, I agree though. Like Stone Cold obviously can work anything, and it'll just be cool to see him coming back. But with Roman being the main storyline. Basically, the only big storyline they have going besides the Bray stuff. You can't just like shoehorn somebody in there with them. It's got to make sense. Back to the Bray stuff. We have I'm very interested in this pitch black match at Royal Rumble.
Me too.
LA Knight's starting to grow on me, even though I'm not a huge fan of his, but he does come across as that smarmy D-bag character, which I always love to hate.
I don't love to hate it. I just hate it.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Listen, you love to hate it. I can see it in your eyes.
LA
you
Knight.
Love to hate this guy.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
LA Knight is a knockoff Stone Cold to me. His whole every time he talks, I just hear him trying to be Stone Cold in his own way.
I'll give it a mix of Stone Cold and Rock because he's got that arrogance, maybe with a little Miz thrown in there.
Maybe
that arrogant fucking
I would go maybe.
I'm gonna
Miz
joke about it.
Stone Cold, more Miz than Stone Cold. But.
Facebook user asks, "Who's our guest on Uncle Howdy?" We brought it up a couple episodes ago. Me and Fred are kind of in consensus that it's Bo Dallas.
Brad Evans asked that question.
It was Brad
Acknowledge
Evans.
him. Acknowledge him.
Acknowledge him. Well
what's your thoughts there, Big Dog? What do you think?
A close up. Boom. There you go.
What do you think? Give Steve the close up. Who's Uncle Howdy?
I don't fucking know. Close up,
Dave. That's why it's making me uncomfortable. That's why it's called a prediction. Give us a prediction.
I can't give you a prediction. Stop close up giving me. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't want to see myself 4 times. It's fucking weird.
We'll turn off 3 monitors.
No, I'm watching our streams.
Oh my god. I can't.
Man.
We think it's Bo Dallas, Brad, but
Vincent from Ring of Honor would be interesting also. I just think that with Bray coming back, that he wants to work with his brother. So I think they brought Bo Dallas for the Uncle Howdy role. Plus, when we saw him in the ring, it kind of reminded us of Bo Dallas a little bit.
Yeah. The way he did his sister Abigail looked very much more like his style of that finisher.
Absolutely.
They brought Bo back.
Brought
5
Bo
times
back
fast.
Callahan.
Going back to the bloodline and Paul Heyman, that just reminded me of it for whatever reason. But when he sat there to rile up the Philly fans and just was like, the Eagles are going to get beat by Brock Purdy. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This guy is so in tune. He's so
he did that last week for the divisional game.
I know.
So funny.
It's so good.
Brock
I can't believe
Purdy.
he actually ran down ECW though. Because the crowd went
ECW
nuts
is
for him.
dead.
ECW
Like I
dead.
wish Sammy was.
Yeah.
Damn, that's not PG.
Paul Heyman's a national treasure. He needs to be protected.
Yeah, he really is the best in the business. That's why if this Saudi deal goes through, Triple H should just take Paul Heyman and Stephanie and go create their own fucking thing.
Yeah.
They'd probably be able to kill it. So predictions, boys.
Predictions.
That's basically. Oh, actually, we got to get into the Brock return. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Do we though?
We had another. We're gonna get Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar for the 200th time.
3, the 3rd.
Actually, I think it's the 4th, right?
It's the 3rd.
I kind of appreciate it though, only in the sense of we don't get to see Brock getting in Seth Rollins' way.
Yeah, that part's nice. I don't ever want to see Bobby Lashley on screen again. Like I just there's nothing about this guy that makes me want to watch him. Like he's the most boring big man there is.
He's just another big man. Yep.
Yeah, but it's nothing about him that like, and now he's like possibly going to join back with MVP, and we're going to get a revival of the Hurt Business or whatever. Like that to me is just fixing shit.
Because it's cool to be a faction now, man. It's cool to be in a faction.
Well, that's also fixing shit that Vince fucked up when he was on his like power trip, right? And now Triple H is back. He's like, all right, let's bring back the Hurt Business. Let's. That's why you saw that tag team come back to I don't remember their name, the one that Top Dollar and Versace something. Whatever their name is.
Versace,
with B Money.
Versace. Bad
Brock
Bunny isn't he's probably gonna wrestle too, right?
And have another epic return. I mean, that's the Brock Lesnar way, right?
That's his contract. That's literally his contract. He wrestles for a couple times and bounces.
No, Street Profits are not joining the Hurt Business. That would be the dumbest thing ever. There's no reason for the Street Profits to join the Hurt Business. They would just get buried amongst all these other guys. The Street Profits should be having a tag team title run soon, in my opinion. They're the top tag team in the business. Next, now that you have New Day down on NXT doing their thing, I think you push the Street Profits hard against the Usos.
Yeah, when are they coming back?
Probably not for a while. They're probably just going to be building up the NXT tag team division, helping them down there.
They're secretly helping Dom develop himself.
That's what they did with Finn That's what they did with Finn for a while. Was they sent him down to NXT, had him, build up the divisions and everything like that. And what's going on in NXT right now is
I couldn't even tell
wild with Braun Breaker and Waller.
Sure.
I fully expect to see both of these guys in the Royal Rumble. If not both, definitely Braun Breaker. I think he's going to have a good Rumble appearance. If I had to guess, Monday night after WrestleMania, you see Braun Breaker on Raw this year. Because he is
great.
He is killing it down in NXT. So I have a feeling he's going to lose the title WrestleMania weekend and get brought up to the main roster.
I honestly know no one in NXT because I don't watch a single show, and it's not because
Braun Breaker.
I don't like it. I never have a chance to watch it.
Braun Breaker is Rick Steiner's son, and he's the NXT champion right now.
Oh,
and
really?
He is, and he's an absolute monster. Dude is fantastic. He's really killing it down there.
He's a big man, or he's just a.
He's not a big man, but he's like built like Rick and Scott.
So is he going to fight Braun Strowman since he's Braun Breaker?
Spelled differently.
Braun.
I don't give a shit. It's
predictions here, fellas.
Predictions.
I want to do predictions of the entire Rumble card. So let me pull that up real quick.
My number is going to win, whatever that number is.
31.
31.
So the female Royal Rumble. What are you guys' predictions?
Ronda Rousey.
No, she's not in it. They pulled her.
Oh, good.
They did pull her?
That's good.
That's good.
They pulled her.
You heard it here first. Yeah, that's good then. Who would win then? Probably Becky. I could see them having Becky win it.
Okay. Becky's up there. I can see that. Steve?
I agree. Becky.
I'm going to throw a curveball out there and say I think Bayley wins.
Bayley?
Yeah, you need a good heel to win the Women's Royal Rumble right now. So I think she's got a actually.
Don't say Rhea because she's going to be part of the men's.
No. You think so?
From what I read, yeah.
I don't know about that.
They did it with China like 3 times.
Yeah, they did it with Beth Phoenix too. And they did it with Nia Jax also. Yeah, but I don't see her being a part of the men's and not the women's.
I see her being a part of the men's. Because I mean, she had that close call with Jay where he almost super kicked her.
I'm not saying she wouldn't be a part of the men's. I'm saying that I don't see
her. That would have been funny as hell.
Only being a part of the men's. They got to do that event. They got to play that out eventually, where someone's got to fucking tag her with something. You know,
shit. They'll have her no sell it.
Yeah, no, she's always getting in the way, so she's got to get hit with something at some point.
Just a massive
if
chair
Charlotte
shot
has
to the
the
bridge
belt,
of the nose.
Sonya Deville will win, but Rhea is the favorite.
I don't know if Sonya wins.
I don't think Sonya wins. Possibly Liv Morgan.
And there's 2 belts, right? Isn't there 2 women's belts?
Yeah, well, you got Bianca and you got Charlotte.
Yeah,
those are the champs.
So you can have Bailey win and go after Bianca.
It's true. Pitch black match. Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. What do you guys what's your guys' predictions?
There's going to be a lot of interrupt. Is this a no DQ match or is it a standard match just in the dark? Do we know?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
No one knows anything about pitch black match.
I mean, it's going to be in pitch black, so someone's going to get their ass beat, and no one's going to know what happened because it's just dark. And
I just want to see somebody show up with some MVGs and just watch.
Probably just going to be like Alexa and Bo Dallas beating the shit out of LA Knight in the corner or something.
Any predictions there, Steve?
Funny.
No. It's going to be dark. I don't know.
I think to Fred's point,
the guy wins.
Yeah, I think it's
somebody wins.
I think it's going to be a lot of like Bray Wyatt, Fiend, Firefly Funhouse shenanigans going on, and Uncle Howdy's going to show up, change the landscape, and we'll see if it's Bo Dallas or not. Like that's the big prediction.
He's going to show up and trim the hedges.
Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the undisputed Universal Championship.
But hold on. Is it Roman versus KO? Because they said Roman didn't sign that contract.
As of right now, it's Roman versus KO.
But he didn't sign the contract. Maybe KO put Sammy's name down there. Maybe that's what they're leading to with he's going to see him on Saturday and prove himself one final time. He's going to fucking fight him.
If that happens, then we won't know until the night of the Rumble. So is that your prediction?
Yeah,
that there is no title fight.
Go
correct. That's all you get.
Noted.
Why did we let you be in charge of the cameras?
Next week it's going to be me. It's going to be way worse. It's going to be you staring down the barrel of a camera the entire time.
You're not allowed to do it because you have a shit fucking connection that you hardwire on your Chromebook.
He's so angry.
I burped. Sorry.
That was a burp. Oh man. What was the question?
What's your prediction for Roman Reigns versus KO in the Universal Championship?
Full screen yourself, Fred.
Fine. Hold on.
Don't be scared. Do it. Why do you look like you're smelling something horrible?
Maybe I am. I think it's going to be Roman winning, and I don't think KO is going to win. I just think Roman's going to have both belts going all the way to Mania. End scene.
End scene. My prediction is Roman ultimately wins, but we get a weird return in this matchup to somebody.
What return? I'm sorry, you broke up.
A weird return.
What's the weird return
from someone? I'm not sure. I'm thinking about
Spike Lee. Spike Lee comes in and fucking takes the belts.
Spike Lee, or did you mean Spike Dudley?
Spike Dudley. Sorry, I've been drinking since before the podcast. I meant Spike Lee. I meant Spike Lee. Full on Spike Lee.
Oh, that's a TikTok clip. Oh man. No, I think
right.
I think there's going to be some sort of interference on the KO side. Somebody gets involved.
Hornswoggle.
But
It's
It'd be
going to be
Hornswoggle.
if there's any interference, it's going to be like Sami Zayn getting in the way and it makes KO win or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be purely by accident, and then Roman's going to freak out on Sami.
Or is it Sami gets in the way, gets fucked up, Jay's there, and instead of Jay helping Roman, Jay checks on Sami and KO wins.
That's possible too. That was a great prediction. That would have been really awesome to say when I asked you what your prediction was.
We're spitballing here, man. It's so judgmental. You get this now. This is what you get.
Yeah.
So
you're in the corner.
This is your timeout.
All right,
you get a 30-second timeout now.
Charlotte versus Roman. I mean,
Charlotte versus
Ronda. Versus Ronda.
No, you go back to timeout on that one. What are you saying? Charlotte versus
Ronda. What's the prediction?
I don't think it's happening. I'm pretty sure they're scrubbing. I'm pretty sure they're scrubbing Ronda.
You think they pulled her from the whole card?
I think. Hold on, I'll look. Stand by. Go ahead and converse. I'll look.
We'll go on to the next one while you're looking that up. Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship.
Alexa, because I believe
so.
Uncle Howdy's. I think Uncle Howdy's going to step in and help out.
Now, do you think Alexa comes out full blown Twisted Bliss?
Probably. I think so. Or she starts off like confused and battling it, maybe, and then something in the match happens.
So from the promo,
they show the Firefly or something.
The promo from Raw 30 lets me to believe that there's no more interference with that she is full blown in Twisted Bliss mode.
Yeah, so then she's going to be a psycho the whole match. That's fine.
That's what I'm thinking. But I agree with you.
Either Uncle Howdy or Bray is going to step in, or maybe somebody else part of the family that we don't know about.
Yeah. Which actually, now that we're talking about it, that might be interesting. What if Bliss goes full blown Twisted Bliss, Uncle Howdy and Bray step in, Bianca loses the championship, but coming to her aid are the Street Profits, and we get a Street Profits versus Firefly Funhouse.
That could be fun.
Everything I'm reading, Ronda Rousey has been pulled from the Royal Rumble completely. Nothing.
The whole card. So
nothing. She was only in one match, and that's gone
for Charlotte. Right?
They said they pulled it.
Okay, so either Charlotte doesn't have a match, or it's going to wind up being Sonya Deville.
They need to fill up a 30-women roster for the Rumble, and they're pulling
people. Wild, and they're pulling people. This is getting crazy. And then the men's Royal Rumble, we've had predictions for weeks. Mine still stays the same. Cody returns and wins the Rumble. Let's get a close up on Steve. What's your prediction for the men's Royal Rumble?
I can't believe it's not butter.
What? What is happening? I'm being held hostage on my own podcast.
What's your prediction? I can't believe it's not butter. All right. Solid choice. I respect it. I have like two options. I 100% agree that it's probably going to be Cody because they're just building it up way too much. He's just going to come back and just start his road to WrestleMania right there.
Yeah.
But the other option in my mind would be the bloodline has like some sort of like fuckery go on that gets KO to lose, right? He re-enters as a Rumble contestant and then goes after them that way, and he can potentially win. and start going back at the bloodline till WrestleMania.
It's possible.
As an option. Keep the feud going and really milk the storyline.
It's definitely possible. That's like my thing is, if KO wins, if he beats Roman on Saturday, then I think that sets up Cody versus Roman for one title on at WrestleMania, which might be how they go. That's why I think that KO might end up beating Roman.
So then,
but there's definitely gonna be fuckery involved then.
Who's gonna go after? So if that in this hypothetical, if that happens, and you have Cody going after KO's title,
no, Cody would go after. Cody would call out Roman.
He would call out Roman.
Yeah.
So then who would? Who would go after KO's title?
KO's title would be up for grabs at the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I think might be how they're trying to roll this. And then the Elimination Chamber, you put Sammy involved also. And you can even have Roman involved in the Elimination Chamber also. And that really breaks down the whole bloodline thing.
You could do that.
Yeah.
They could also make it like a number one contender match.
True.
Elimination Chamber.
Very true. I think it takes away a little bit from the Elimination Chamber when you do that, but I could definitely see them doing it if Roman's got both belts still. Because this goes one of two ways, right? Either Roman goes into WrestleMania as a single champ, or he goes into WrestleMania and has to fight on 2 consecutive nights.
Which I think is what they would.
Yeah.
I think that's what they would do. I feel like he would main event both nights.
That's
and potentially lose both times.
I don't think he would main event both nights.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
I mean, if he's got both titles, though, he's going to have to main event both nights.
I don't think they'll do both nights. He'll keep one of them.
So you don't think he'll fight both nights if he's got both belts?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I don't know. I think they will. I think he would.
Yeah,
he would get challenged.
Well, he's got to fight at least once because he's got to fight whoever wins the Royal Rumble.
Right? I'll give it once, but I don't think he's fighting. I don't think he's defending both.
But if he's got to fight the winner of the Royal Rumble, and if they do the Elimination Chamber for what's it called, for the number one contender, then he's got to fight both of them at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Sammy winning the Rumble would be amazing, but they would never do that.
Nah, Sammy's not going to win the Rumble. He might win the Elimination Chamber.
Why wouldn't he win? Why wouldn't he win the Rumble?
Because they're beefing up Cody too much, man. It's been
I just don't see it.
I mean, exactly. But they've been promoting Cody, so why not put him out there as this big return and then have Sammy fucking do it, and then that sets up Sammy and Roman, and then your bloodline. That's your bloodline break. Is Jay going to be there to back Roman, or is he going to be there to back Sammy?
So that's the other thing Cody coming back to.
I have no clue what either you just said.
What's Cody coming back to if it's going to
lose? He's coming back to lose.
I don't see that happening. But you never know.
Oh man. So those are Royal Rumble predictions. Make sure you guys following. Anybody got anything else before we end this?
We will be watching the Rumble live.
Yeah, we're figuring out
how to be able to see the Rumble, but you'll be able to see us watching the Rumble and watching us commentate on what's going on. And we are also going to be dropping a Rumble pool. So we'll be hyping that up, and we might be doing something creative during the Rumble to get everyone's selections. So
yeah,
stay tuned.
Absolutely. All right, guys, make sure you guys follow, and subscribe. Everything on GGen. I'm your man, Zuplex City. This has been the Oversell Podcast, the #1 podcast in the world. I'm here with your man, ScytheX and One Shot. We are out of here. Love you guys. Smash that subscribe button. Smash that notification button. Ring that bell, baby.
Gently hit it. Gently hit it.
Gently. Softly. One last time before we go. And we out.
Close up on Steve.